Okay. Well, we'll try to get this game in between Mill River and West Rutland, between the raindrops. As you're looking at Johanna Lee, the starting pitcher for West Rutland is, I don't know what you said, it's Mill River, West Rutland. I'm in West Rutland, that's Mill River at the plate. That's Amanda Lee at the plate. And I'll go through the roster here, it'll take me a little while, and she will get her swinging for a strikeout to start out the ball game. It is raining, it is cold, and all that great weather that we had last week when nobody was playing softball is gone. Now Casey Dambrakis is up, and Dambrakis will be the, I believe, the shortstop. You see the umpire giving Lee the good to go sign here. Early season softball in Vermont. This is what it is. It is usually cold and rainy or wet or snowy, and they'll ask for time and they'll get time. I believe the catcher is Amanda Hart. And that one kind of got away from Lee. That was a high pitch, obviously, for a ball. One down, top of the first. Scheduled for 7. Mill River at the plate. Mill River with a win in the season already. They beat Twin Valley. Very impressive performance by Amanda Lee, the pitcher for Mill River. She had 17 strikeouts, and Minutemen won 14-1. West Rutland played a very good game over at Proctor, but lost 7-5. And that will be in the dirt, and it'll become a walk. Now it'll become the first base runner of the ball game. Now bring up Michaela Maneri now. And we're gonna have a little chat on the, in the circle is Paul Dunches. You can see he's the head coach out there for West Rutland. And again, I'm just kind of herky-jerky here because I got here, and man, it is not ideal weather for doing this outside with electrical equipment. Electronics, I should say, not electrical equipment, because I'm running on, well, you know what I mean, it's electronics. So now, I'll try to get reorganized. That pitch is a ball, and the throw coming down, and they got her. They got her. That was a good throw by Amanda Hart. Excuse me, I have a pen in my mouth, contact. So the throw down, they'll get Dambrakis on the steal attempt, the throw from Hart. And I gotta be honest with you, I missed the tag. So 2 down for Maneri with Redenis on deck. And that's gonna be a gapper. And you can see that roll to the gap as they'll pick it up. Boy, how big was that stolen base, or out trying to attempt to steal a stolen base. As you can see, yeah, they're talking about hitting that cutoff as Michaela Maneri with a double. And now Redenis up, the right fielder, with a chance to get the game's first run in. Yeah, I got a garbage bag over the camera, and it's hard to reach my hand up inside it, find all the controls and everything, so you gotta bear with me. That pitch crossed the plate, but a little bit high, so the umpire will give her a ball on that. Again, Lee is the pitcher. Hart is the catcher. I can recognize Brooke Griswold is at short. And I have Tony Girardi right in front of me in center field. And Maneri's going to go down to third base. And nice stop down there at third. So getting down to third base now with 2 down is West Rutland trying to get out the top of the first inning without giving up any runs here. They have surrendered a walk and a double and a stolen base. But because the runner tried to steal and got thrown out, that's playable. Girardi making a beat in. Nope, be called off, and it'll be Griswold with the grab. So the River squad will strand 1, and we'll be scoreless going in the bottom of the first between West Rutland and Mill River on Munger Vision. Tony Girardi, that's 2 balls now as we miss 1 pitch. And again, the rain's bad enough, but the wind's what really, to be blunt, sucks because it's blowing everything all over the place. So we have a scoreless game going in the bottom of the first from West Rutland, and that will be low for a ball. Like I said, Lee had a 17 strikeout performance against Twin Valley on a much warmer day today with the conditions, and the chill in the air might take her a while to loosen up. And that will be ball 4. And so that'll give West Rutland their first base runner. And now Brooke Griswold up. course, Griswold and Girardi, you'll recall, part of that championship basketball team here at West Rutland. They show bunt. They'll miss the bunt. The throw down will sail, and that'll be a safe base runner right there in Girardi, as she will come up at second base as they'll chase down the ball. Christina Harrington on deck. The other thing I'm encountering this year with the limited amount of coverage I've done so far between baseball and softball, and I'll let this pitch come in. Oh, good pitch, strike. You see him chase the runner back to second. Because I have those, you go to this dollar store and buy those magnifying glasses to read with, you know, fake glasses. Well, I can't run the camera and look at the book. Oh, that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score a run. That is a sharp single. Girardi took a wide turn and going to make it closer at the plate than it had to be. West Rutland will score, and you can see that going into second base, and I don't think I even told you he was hitting. That's Brooke Griswold with an RBI double, or an RBI single, and then took second base on the throw. Now Harrington up. So West Rutland able to get the bat on the ball. And I tell you, Lee throws hard, so when you get some bat speed going, I mean, the pitcher supplying a lot of the power. There's an elevated pitch, a rise ball swung through for strike one. So West Rutland up 1-0. Griswold down at second. Harrington, obviously a right-handed batter, and that'll be nubbed foul. Now I can recognize Dan Brackus is the shortstop. Lee, obviously, I can recognize she's the pitcher. Brown is the catcher. Camo is at second base. And I got to play catch up as far as my lineup goes. All great pitch. First strikeout of the ball game for Lee. For Amanda Lee. Yep. Yeah, I just realized both pitchers are named Lee. Now Amanda Hart up, the catcher. She'll bat in that cleanup spot. Griswold with the RBI single. Took second on a throw home. Girardi scoring after she was walked. And that's where we set in the bottom of the first. Scheduled for 7. We'll see how Mother Nature is. I want to show you it is gusting wind, as you can see by the flag right there. So Amanda Lee with 1 down, 1 on, 1 in. Bottom of the first. A lot of ones going on right now. Oh, great pitch. Velocity and location. Lee starting to loosen up now. I can just tell by the way she's delivering the pitch. And again, you can... Field conditions are not bad, actually. And that's got a chance to be an out at first. The runner, Camo, will throw to first, but the runner will go to third. Griswold extremely quick, but obviously very smart. Also, she'll stay at third base. So with 2 down, West Rutland will get the pitcher up now, Johanna Lee. Who grounded out? What was that? 4-3. So Lee trying to help her own cause here. Drive in a run. That's a ball that's low. Again, nice idea trying to bring that pitch down and inside. Almost looks like a screwball now. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's got that screwball action, especially to the right-handed pitcher or hitter. That's just good old heat right there, and she'll be having an even count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So in a 1-0 game, West Rutland trying to get another run here in the bottom of the first. And a good stop by Brown, and she will make the throw, and that's what they wanted, to get in the pickle play, and she will be safe. And that was intentional right there. That was to get a pickle play, create some offense, generate your offense that way, be creative. And so Lee at the plate now with the bases clean. And then, you know, one thing right there at third base, and I don't have my lineup transferred yet to positions. They could have stepped left or right, made a better throwing angle to get the ball home. Big swing and a miss on that fastball. 2 strikes now as Lee trying to get out of this inning. Amanda Lee trying to strike out Johanna Lee. West Rutland with 2 runs here in the first. And that's pounded down to Camo, and she'll flip the first. That's the inning, and we'll go to the second inning with West Rutland up 2-0. First pitch of the second inning will be a ball. All right. Loveday will tell you who's at the plate, but you got to give me a second. And a strike called at the knee. This is Casey Camo. So Camo with a 1-1 count right now. And strike two. So Camo looking at a 1-2 count. Lee straining a runner back in the first inning of work. Didn't throw a ton of pitches, so that was good. And a little changeup. I'm not sure if that's what, I mean, it looked like a changeup from here. It's tough from center field to truly identify a pitch, but that certainly looked like a changeup. That one will float high, and we'll have a full count. So Camo looking to get on base here in the top of the second for Mill River. And fouled back off from the face mask of the catcher, Amanda Hart, and she's okay. She's tough. Well, at this opportunity right now, I'd like to, I wish a very speedy recovery and get well to Mike Lee, the Mill River softball coach. And that will be ball 4. Mike recovering. Not really sure what I want to call it. He got an infection in his leg. It required surgery and all kinds of work. And now it's Sierra Phelps up, but he's a tough guy, and he's on his way back. And that time the runner didn't go on the ball in the dirt, so break right there. Phelps looking down to third base where Darren Badgley is the interim head coach, and he'll give the signs. Joe Valeni also assisting. And Hart with a good grab, make the throw down to first. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's early season softball action on Munger Vision. And in Vermont, early season softball means it is raining, and it is cold, and it is windy. And it's going to be like that probably all season. And that will be fouled out of play. Again, the rain picking up a little steam here in the second inning. Scheduled for 7. It's 2-0 West Rutland in the top of the second. And Lee right now just trying to find her control. She's been a little, well, she's only in her second batter here in the second inning, but she's a little out of control. Finding her control. She's fine. She's not out of control, but then they chase that time and the throw down to first, and the runner will be back safe. So yeah, they went after a pitch out of the strike zone. And you know, I've lost track if that was strike 3. I believe Phelps steps back in there. And the runner will stay down at first. Let me take a look at the book now. Yeah, so she did strike out, so that's the first out. And this is Haley Katrupi. So Katrupi now stepping in. Shows bunt, pulls the ball back, throw down to first, runner back, throw there, caught. A lot happening on that play, even though nobody went anywhere. So Lee digging in on that rubber on the pitcher circle. Winds it up and will miss. Nice stop by Hart. And again, Camo staying down at first base. A little hesitant on the bases right now. Remember, West Rutland already threw one runner out trying to steal. West Rutland coming in with an 0-1 record. Mill River with a 1-0 record. That's a good pitch, and that's a foul ball. They will send Katrupi back into the batter's box after she retrieves the aluminum bat. And I believe I heard the umpire call it a 3-1 count. And that will be ball 4, and that will push the runner down to second base with 1 down. And now Madison Cornell, the center fielder, up, and she's got great speed. She's got outstanding speed. And she's going to take one down the pipe for a strike. You know, there's a lot of different feelings on that. I mean, a lot of times they tell you not to swing at the first pitch, especially since Lee's had a little control problem here in the second inning, but that could be the best pitch in the sequence. Nice scoop behind the plate by Hart. And I'm trying to get into the rhythm of the game here. It's hard because I've got the book inside my jacket to keep it dry. The garbage bag blowing everywhere over the camera. I'm soaked. Oh, great pitch outside corner, swinging strike. Mill River last year, in the last few years prior to this, was coached by Gary McDonald. He's still coaching at Mill River. He's taking over the baseball team, and they are looking pretty sharp. As I was able to watch Mill River boys defeat MSJ in varsity baseball action, and Gary McDonald getting his first win as the baseball coach at Mill River. And when Mike Lee is recovered, he will be back here, and he'll be the head softball coach. Can't get him to go after that pitch. That's a good eye right there by Mill River, as they've got a couple runners on here. They're down by 2. They're in the second inning, and they're looking to get this thing all squared away. And that will be foul. Taking a good cut at it, but that will be foul. It's Cornell and then Brown in the top of the order. So Cornell. Looking down, getting the side. Sorry about that camera moving all over. The wind's gusting. That's going to be the second base. They will not get anybody. Everybody's going to be safe as a ball. Again, this is a tough day to field because your hands get cold. I'm not making excuses, but it's just the truth. Now Brown up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Top of the order, Amanda Lee on deck. So Mill River sitting in a good spot right now to do some damage. And that will be rolled to the plate. And again, Hart, nice stop. Camo at third, Katrupi at second. Mill River, the base is juiced right now. Lee looks, Lee fires, and Lee will be high. A walk will be an RBI for the Minutemen. Again, just 1 down right now. Of course, the odds increase too for double play right now with the bases loaded. That's a plus side to bases loaded. That's a good pitch. That time she had everything going. She had the right release point, got great location and velocity, and then a swing and a miss by Brown. Of course, now if you can just keep finding that same release point, it's another thing. And that's going to be down to second base. That will score a run, and she will be safe. Yeah, as Camo will score. And Mill River on the scoreboard here as Camo will come in with the run. Bases will still be loaded. I'm going to go a fielder's choice on that. And now top of the order, Lee. And so Amanda Lee up for the second time in the ball game. As she struck out her only time at the plate. And the makings of a big inning here for Mill River. Oh, Lee chased that one high, and now the strike zone, and just barely getting back above ahead of the throw was Katrupi. That was an extremely close play. Closer than it should have been. So Lee all set in the batter's box, and then Johanna Lee all set in the circle. It's a little nubber foul into the screen in front of the dugout on the West Rutland side. Again, it's 2-1 now. Mill River able to get a run here so far, and like I said, only 1 down and the bases loaded. Top of the order. Not a bad spot to be. Lee would love to throw a double play ball or a strikeout. And the throw back down to third. Again, the runner's safe. This time it was nowhere near close like it was last time. A very quiet crowd as they're all freezing up there in the background. Oh, great pitch. And Lee will go down on strikes for the second time today. That was a big get. Now Dambrakis up. So the shortstop, Casey Dambrakis. And it's not a criticism. And I understand swinging away. I really do, honestly. That is playable. Griswold got it. And I'll tell you what, good job by West Rutland getting out of that bases loaded, less than 2-out jam. But it is 2-1 now. West Rutland with the lead going in the bottom of the second. Up, and she tags it. And that's going to be just foul. So Bania will go back as she gave that a ride. But fortunately for Mill River, it was foul. No, make no doubt about it. She got around on that pitch. So Bania, the third baseman for West Rutland, has got that 2-1 lead. We'll swing through that. A little bit of a nice pitch. A little bit change up speed-wise. Wasn't a change up. Just took something off the pitch a little bit. I just keep fumbling with this garbage bag or the camera, but I gotta have it. I mean, it's raining out. So Amanda Lee trying to find her rhythm here in the circle for Mill River. Will come up high and tight inside, and it'll be a ball to Bania. Lots more West Rutland and Mill River softball action coming up for you on Munger Vision. Hopefully the weather will improve, which means she'll go down looking. So after that first good drive on the foul ball, Bania will take strike 3 looking. That is now 2 strikeouts for Lee as Kayleen Eddings up. This will be Eddings' first at bat of the ball game. And that'll be high. Again, a good eye right there. And those borderline pitches sometimes are hard to take. And she will let that one go past her for a ball. And couldn't hold up on that one. And will find herself down in the count very quickly here. All right, sorry, 1-1 count. Yeah, so weather gets better, the coverage will get better. I promise. Tough conditions today. Years ago, I used to have one of those pop-up instant shade tent things. And I went through 3 of them. And I just can't take it out. Money. I don't have no money now. Any money, I just can't buy one. But I used to pop them up, and it'd be better coverage because I'd have everything covered, and I wouldn't have all this excessive, well, that could be caught at short, dropped by Dambrackas. She'll throw, and she will be safe, and the ball's going to be, she'll be safe going back to the bag. So that'll be an error on the shortstop, Dambrackas, on a ball hit. Again, it's tough today for the fielders. Their hands are cold. Now Haley Dow up. Or as I have it in the book, it's Haley Dow. That pitch called a ball, I believe, has Brown dancing around behind the plate, faking the throw down to first. That's another pitch low. And a good job by Brown snagging that one low in the dirt. Now, I was told that the regular catcher, Mangan, is sick. They got a bunch of strep throat going around. And that's nasty stuff. Hope she gets feeling better. And that pitch right there at the knee called a strike. So Lee trying to keep the game at 2-1 right now. Got a speedy runner down there at first base. That'll be to the backstop, and that'll allow the base runner easily to go down to second base. So Eddings goes down to second on the wild pitch. Dow at the plate. Lee in the circle. And I think he called that a strike. I think he called that a strike. I had to wait because I'm so far out in center field, but he had all the body language of striking. That's a rise ball for a swinging strike. So must be 2 strikes now in the count. And she went down chasing it, and that's a good pitch for the strikeout. That was Cassidy. Somewhere I lost. Well, somehow Dow got on first. I apologize for that. Cassidy went down swinging. Now Girardi up. And Girardi is leadoff batter, so I apologize for that. Somewhere I lost things in the count here. So there are 2 runners on for West Rutland. And 2 down, both on strikeouts. Lee with 3 strikeouts now unofficially in the game. I hate doing games like this in this weather because it just makes my camera work and audio sound and look worse because it's just Primitive Equipment. That's got a chance to get a run in, and Camo to first will get her, and that'll be the inning. So West Rutland will strand a couple. We'll go to the third. 2-1 West Side over Mill River. That will be ball one to Michaela Maneri. So we're in the top of the third, and I can tell you for West Rutland now after this pitch from Johanna Lee. Shows bunt, and she didn't pull the bat back. That'll be a strike. At first base for West Rutland is Kayleen Eddings. Christina Harrington's at second. Brooke Griswold is the shortstop. Caitlin Banya is at third base, and Amanda Hart is the catcher, as there was some question on why that was a strike. And really, she never ever brought the bat back. There really is no need to discuss it. She had the bat clearly over the plate and never ever brought it back, and that's what the umpire is explaining right now. Tony Girardi is your center fielder. Haley Dow is in left field, and Brooke Cassidy is the right fielder. As we're set to resume the ball game here. Again, we're in the top of the third on Munger Vision on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. You go to PEGTV.com, click Video on Demand, and you can watch rainy, wet, cold softball action anywhere, anytime on the internet. And that'll be strike high out of the strike zone, and got her to chase it. Again, the wind gusting, as you can see, and the rain coming down, as I can attest to. That'll be in the dirt. So, Johanna Lee in the circle for West Rutland, and she's been able to work herself out with jam in the second inning, and that ball will be in the dirt. Again, tough day for players. Your hands can be real cold, hard to feel your fingers. Banya in about 6 steps off the bag down at third. It's a skinned infield here at West Rutland. Beautiful playing facility. Well, that was an easy one, as that will become ball 4. And Maneri will be down at first base with the walk. Now Redenis up. She popped out to Griswold her first time up. Hart behind the plate, so he's throwing one base runner out trying to steal. That was Dan Brackus. I believe that was back in the first inning. And that will be skipped across the plate. And again, Mill River very hesitant to move up on those types of plays. And I don't understand that. You got to really be aggressive in softball on the bases. As I search for that hole in the garbage bag, and this time the runner will move down. And she'll take the turn and she'll stay there. That will be a wild pitch to Lee. Now again, both pitchers are named Lee, so don't get confused by that. And we're going to have a meeting in the circle just so that we can drag the game out a little bit. Now you get a little colder and wetter. No, of course that's not why they're doing it. But again, I've got some Proctor varsity baseball action coming up, some Proctor softball, West Rutland softball, Mill River softball. As we'll get set for the pitch, as runner at second base now for Redenis. Redenis is a good contact hitter. And make no doubt about that, Griswold will track that ball, and Griswold with a big play on a line drive to short. She will stab it out of the air, and that's a big out. Runner has to stay. As Camo up, runner has to stay at second, so Camo looking down to Coach Badgley. We're in the third. That's going to be high, and there's a good grab, and Hart thought about it. She's got a good arm, Hart does. Of course, you remember Hart from the basketball season as she split time between JV and varsity. She'll be seeing a lot of varsity action next year for Carl Serrani's West Rutland squad. And they show small ball and mishandled, and that was a tough one to handle as that pitch was low. And it was called a ball, and the runner advances to third base. So the one out and a runner at third, that represents the tying run for Mill River, as they're down 2-1 right now in the top of the third. Lee to the windup, and again, just struggling to find her. Oh, she's coming home, and she's going to be safe. Oh, they call her out. Coach Valeni can't believe it down at first base. And I got to tell you, She looked like she was in under the tag. And so she will be out at home base. 2 down on, nobody on, and Casey Camo still at the plate. That's a big play right there, but she did look, unless the plate was blocked. Now, I could be completely wrong. The plate could have been blocked by the catcher or by the pitcher, Lee. Thus, that's why she was out on the tag. Now, I'm only conjecturing. As far as not knowing the position of the pitcher's foot and the runner's foot, she clearly looked like she was out. That's on the infield. Griswold calling off Bania, and we'll come over, and that's the inning. So we'll stay 2-1 West Rutland going into the bottom of the third over Mill River. So Brooke Griswold will lead off the bottom of the third for West Rutland, and she will take ball 1. Amanda Lee is your pitcher out there in the circle for Mill River. Sarah Brown is her catcher. Sierra Phelps is at first base defensively. Casey Camo is at second base. That's high for a ball. Casey Dambrakis is the shortstop. Michaela Maneri is at third. Haley Katrupi is the left fielder. Madison Cornell is in center. And Taryn Rodenis is the right fielder. Pitch call to strike. And I finally get the defensive alignment to you for both teams now. Hard to be prepared today. And that is beat straight down for a strike. Griswold's had 3 putouts in the field. So that glove of hers from the shortstop position shining right now. Again, foul down again, and she's got a pretty good beat on Lee. I'll tell you, surprisingly, because it's so early in the season and these softball teams don't get a lot of live action in the leading up from the preseason. That'll be change up high, floated for a ball. But I'm a little surprised by West Rutland's ability to keep making contact out from Amanda Lee. That is a great pitch. And she dropped it, and she's tagged out. Yeah. That was just a great pitch. So Griswold will go down on strikes to start off this third inning for West Rutland. Christina Harrington up. She struck out back in the first. On a cold, cold, cold April day. A wet, cold April day. A windy, wet, cold April day. As I can keep adding the descriptive words. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a heated booth right now. That one came inside too far, and it'll be a ball. Yeah, Lee is an outstanding athlete. Of course, she was the sweeper at the soccer team that went to the championship game this past school season for Coach Chadburn's Mill River squad. She was an outstanding basketball player this winter. Yeah, and what they're calling right there was an illegal pitch, and it'll be ball 4, and that will send Harrington down to first base. For Amanda Hart up, she grounded out to Camo at second, her first time up. So 1 out, 1 on, 2-1 West Rutland. We're in the bottom of the third. You're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV. And the game is good, but the video and the audio not too hot right now. But just bad conditions to do games and without correct equipment. And boy, that ball took off quick, but it was going to be high and out of the strike zone. And his Hart smartly laid off, chasing that pitch up out of the strike zone. Lee can get the ball there in a hurry. She's got a lot of zip on it. And at that time she hit her leg on the windmill. And thus the ball rolled in, and they're going to have Brown come out and have a little chat with Lee. Now this is not her usual catcher. Like I said, Mangan is her usual catcher, but she's ill right now. So after a very brief conference, the pitch will come. And that'll be a walk, so back-to-back walks will put West Rutland in a position with runners at first and second and 1 down for Johanna Lee. So the pitcher at the plate, and again, I won't keep doing this, but I just want to get it through to you that I'm not stuttering. The pitcher for Mill River is Amanda Lee, and the pitcher for West Rutland is Johanna Lee. And that's why I keep got a lot of Lees going today. One spells her name L-E-E. the other one L-E-Y. And I wish the best to Mike Lee, the coach for Mill River. He's recovering from an infection in his leg that just snowballed into an awful event for him. But his wife is in the dugout keeping the book for Mill River, and she said he's doing better. So that's good news. So on that pitch to the backstop, that wild pitch, runners will move up to second and third. West Rutland got both of their runs in the top of the first, and they're threatening now, and that's a check swing foul by Lee. Yeah, and she just, I mean, I don't think it was an attempted at a bunt, but I could be wrong. No, she's definitely trying to bunt now, and yeah, almost caught. So was that a third strike? Yes, it was. That was a gutsy call. Now Caitlin Bania up. Bania struck out in the second, but not before she ripped a ball foul down the third baseline. So it's something to remember. Bania did get the bat on the ball against Lee, but just pulled it foul. Great pitch. Started her off with a changeup. You don't see a lot of that. But she was sitting there, and then the batter was so tense, she was waiting for the heat to come. And 1-1, that one pitched a little bit outside, if anything. West Rutland threatening. Runners at second and third, 2 down. We're trying to get out of this jam. That's to the backstop, and nope. Tell you, that was a good job of not going home by Harrington, because the backstop's very close here to home plate at West Rutland, and that ball had a lot of speed on it. They got by the catcher, and it hit the backstop and just came right back to the catcher, and probably would have gotten Harrington out if she was trying to come home. As time is called, as Lee will step off the rubber. Harrington had called for time and received time. I'm sorry, not Harrington. Bania received time. Great pitch. And I have it as a 2-2 count. Yeah, the Mill River squad started to head off the field defensively, but they got one more out here to get. So Lee looking to end the threat right here with strike 3, and that'll be fouled. That's a good defensive swing on a good pitch. So both players, the hitter and the pitcher, doing their job right there. And a good job of holding up. That's to the backstop, late break, and the throw coming, and she is going to be out. They'll get out of the jam. We'll stay 2-1 West Rutland, heading into the fourth as they lead Mill River on Munger Vision. Phelps, so Sierra Phelps up, and she will obviously take a ball. That pitch was a tad bit high. Phelps struck out back in the second. I have unofficially 3 strikeouts for Lee, Johanna Lee. She's looking at, I believe it's the 7, 8, 9 batters in the order. There's a strike. Tell you, West Rutland had a glorious opportunity to pick up a run there. And what happened on the wild pitch that the runner was thrown out on, she just hesitated that, 1,001, 1,002, and then she broke from third base. If she breaks immediately, I got a feeling she's safe, but each team has had an opportunity and has had players thrown out trying to score at home. And a tight ball game, 2-1 West Rutland. And she will take strike 3 or 2. Oh, strike 2. I got all cranked up. Strike 2. That was just tickling that outside corner. Great location too, at the knee and outside. And got her on just almost like a changeup lead through. So Phelps will go down for the second time on strikes, and now Katrupi up. Katrupi walked and then was stranded at third base in her only plate appearance. So we're in the fourth, scheduled for 7. A couple teams that are, well, I don't want to say they're not familiar with each other with softball. Actually, it's the first time I ever remember them playing each other in softball. The athletes are familiar with each other from the basketball seasons, from AAU overlapping, against each other, and West Rutland scrimmages Mill River in the preseason, as Coach Badgley wants to chat with his hitter right here. And I don't remember totally. It's Haley Katrupi with Madison Cornell on deck. And again, it's for this condition, rain and cold like this and wind and early season action, they played very well. Both teams have played very well. Trying to drop it down and will be foul. Yeah, I know. I think I started a thought like 2.5, 3 innings ago, and I never finished it. As Katrupi will head back into the batter's box. He's got good speed. Of course, Katrupi, remember from the soccer season, outstanding soccer player. And it's like I said, it's not criticism, but over the last several years of doing Mill River softball, I just don't think they've ever really incorporated the small ball enough in their offense. And she will go down strike 3 swinging, and she will be thrown out at first. Yeah, she'll be picked up, and there's the out. So it's a strike 3 and then a 2-3 put out. So Lee with back-to-back strikeouts here. That brings her up to 5 for the ball game, and Madison Cornell up. But like an attempt at small ball, bunting a ball is one thing. To get a base hit, like there's nobody on base now. If Cornell tries to bunt, get on base, that's cool. That's no problem. But I just don't think with base runner in the past, under various coaches, I just don't think they've really used the small ball correctly to score. And she will be safe as the throw from Bania pulled the first baseman off the bag. And of course, at first base is Eddings. So with 2 down, that'll be an infield single. And sit for Cornell, and now Sarah Brown up. And what they're waiting for here is Brown had her catcher's shin guards on, all set to get this in case. So 2 out, 1 on, tying run at first base for Mill River. But there are a lot of times when Mill River would have runners on first and second against very good pitching in the past. And they'd swing away for the fences, and they just wouldn't small ball them over, you know, like nobody out or 1 out. And the throw back to first, safe. Hart has got the green light, toss that ball around from the catcher's position. I like that personally. I don't think you see enough of that. I think got a catcher, and work with him, give him some confidence. That's going to be to center field. Girardi coming in. And she will make the grab off the top of the blades of grass. She could have timed it any less than that. That was an outstanding catch. And again, they'll strand another runner, Mill River, well, as we go to the bottom of the 4th on Munger Vision. 2-1 West Rutland. So Bania back at the plate. Remember, she was up there when the runner was thrown out trying to advance home on that wild pitch. And that's called a ball. Just watching the game unfold, Mill River to me has never really had a huge offense in any of the years I've watched them play. I'm going back quite a ways. There's a strike, good pitch. And if you watch a lot of, and they're a successful team, don't get me wrong. If you watch a lot of teams who've been successful, who won it, the titles, that's ball, strike. They really incorporate small ball. If you watch college softball on television, I mean, they just small ball the heck out of the ball. But like in today's game, if the next inning comes up, Mill River, not if, when the next inning comes up, I'll tell you now, if every batter bunted, they would manufacture easily 3-4 runs. There's Maneri to first, got her. Maneri with that good play on that 5-3 ground out. Now I covered Maneri, who played third base for Mill River several years ago, and I'm just wondering if they're related. Kayleen Eddings up. She reached on an error her first time. The error was on Bambrakis to shortstop. So there's 1 out in the 4th. West Rutland's 2 runs coming in the first inning. Lee with 5 strikeouts for Mill River, and Lee with 5 strikeouts for West Rutland. Great pitch. Just good old-fashioned heat. Lee trying to find her rhythm here in this great pitch. That was quick. That was so quick I lost track. So Lee with 2 down now and 6 strikeouts in the ball game as she strikes out Eddings. And Haley Dow up. And there's a strike on that outside corner. Tell you, Lee's like any great pitcher. When she's on and feels it, she just wants the ball, catch and throw, catch and throw, catch and throw. And she's not pitched that bad at all. But again, it's tough today. God, that's just great stuff right there. That was just, I challenge you to hit this ball right there. It's just pure heat right up and inside. So 2 strikes to Dow. The pitch on the way, just a tad high. That was a good job of laying off that pitch right there, that elevated, that rise ball. Tried to come back, change speeds, and it floated outside for a ball. As you can see that, well, you can't see it, but Coach Dunch is talking to his batter. Lee stepping in. So now I don't know if Lee was questioning where the pitch was. And that'll be ball 4. So with 2 down now, Haley Dow will go down to first base. Now bring up Brooke Cassidy, who struck out for only time up. Right here, I mean, I'm looking at third baseman. There he's playing way back off the bag. I'd drop one right here. Swinging away. And the throw down to first, that's a dangerous throw. A nice scoop over there by Phelps on a throw down by Brown. But right here, if I was a coach, which I'm not criticizing anybody, I'd small ball it. There's a foul into the dugout fencing. So Lee looking to end this inning right here herself. That's going to be the Lee off her leg. She'll take her time casually and got the out. We'll go to the 5th, 2-1. West Rutland with the lead over Mill River in softball action on PEGTV. The order for Mill River up. This is Amanda Lee. She's 0 for 2 today. And she went after one way out of the strike zone. She struck out twice, and she looks a little frustrated right now. Now, I don't know her extremely well, but I do know her. And she is probably her worst critic herself. She's so hard on herself. That's up the middle, base hit. Girardi will pick it up, and Lee will drive one up the middle for a base hit. That'll put the tying run at first base with no outs. And that'll bring up the number 2 batter, Casey Dambrakis. Now, this is where we start talking small ball. In a tight ball game where runs are hard to come, well, so far, I mean, 2-1 score in the 5th. Runs have been hard to come by. Do you send Lee? She's got great speed. I would. Do you small ball her over? Do you let Dambrakis swing away? This is what thinking man's game to talk about. I love the strategy in baseball, softball. And the throw down. I didn't follow it because I'm shivering, but me personally, I would start Lee, but I would bunt the ball. Who am I, right? Swing and a miss. Lee going down, and she's got it. Well, they started Lee, and she will steal second base, putting herself in position to score now. You know what, though? I mean, I'm a big believer. I believe in Dick Wrightball, head coach for Rutland. Right here, he'd bunt still. Get her to third base. Bania back even with the bag on swinging out of the strike zone. And I believe that's 2 strikes now. So again, Mill River at the plate. Got a runner at second, Amanda Lee. Dambrakis is the batter. And just off the end of the bat and foul. Johanna Lee, the pitcher for West Rutland, with 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Does that win even harder now than it was earlier in the ball game, if you can imagine that. That's cranked. That's going to bounce to the fence. That's going to tie the game up. There's Lee scoring, and Dambrakis right there with an RBI double. She got around on that pitch and cranked it. Make no doubt about that. Now Michaela Maneri up with the go-ahead run down at third base. Or down at second base, excuse me. You don't know how cold I am right now. And there is an attempt at a bunt, and it is called a strike. She didn't bring the bat back. She kept offering it. I like that call, though. I like that call a lot. Small baller over, catch him off guard. Bania way in at the corner now at third base. And Hart with the good stop. There's Bania right there. I mean, that's how close she is to the hitter. No, in this case, nice right thing to do. I put the slap on. which is where you show bunt and then slap the ball past the John in infield. There's the bunt. It's going to be good. There's the throw. Got it. But it did the job. It put the runner at third base. That's a great bunt by Maneri. So it's one down, and the go-ahead run at third now for Rodenis, who's flied out the short and lined out the short. So she's hit the ball just right at Brooke Griswold each time. That's a 2-2 game now in the top of the fifth. And I gotta be honest with you, I am so wet and so cold. I don't want an overtime game, an extra inning game. And Dan Brackett's back. I wish you could end it in a tie so both teams can get out of here without a loss, because I like both teams. But I don't want to stand here for 8, 9, 10 innings either, I gotta be honest with you. I'm getting old. This is hard to do now, it's cold. And that's going to be through the 5-hole coming home, and she will be, they'll call her out again, as again she looked like she had slid under the tag. And that is going to be 2 down now. But again, you know, not to keep saying again, but she hesitated coming home. She didn't break on that ball immediately. And that will be high for a ball. Now, I think he called her out. West Rutland cheered, so I'm assuming that she was out at home base. So Lee into the windup. Tell you what, if Lee can get out of this inning, then there's a walk to Rodenis and keep it tied at 2, she would have done an excellent job. Casey Camo up now with a runner at first. Go right back, keep the running game going, get the pressure on him with the running game. On this cold and windy day. There's the bunt, I like it. Put pressure on the defense, foul ball. Do it again. Tell you, I used to, when I could cover Rutland sports, when they allowed me to. Before, what's his name up there won't let me do it. But I covered 11 years of their softball. And I learned a lot from Coach Dick Wright. That's why he's got a very successful program up there. And this time the ball will hop in, and they'll throw down to first, and it'll squirt by, but not far enough. Nice backup right there. Now I've got 3 jackets on, and I'm still froze. There's not too much more I could do to stay warm, to be honest with you, other than drive my car down here and sit in the car and do the game. And fair ball, and they'll get her out at first. I liked it though. We'll have a tie game going in the bottom of the 5th. 2-all from West Rutland on Munger Vision. Tony Girardi will take strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2. Mill Rivers, Amanda Lee in the circle with 6 strikeouts unofficially in a ball game. That's going to be put into play. Dan Brack is deep in the hole at short. We'll get her. Nice job over at first by Phelps with the stretch. Dan Brackus with the throw. And they'll retire the leadoff batter, Girardi. Now Griswold up. Brooke Griswold, the shortstop. As somewhere, a softball came onto the field. I'm not sure where, but that's what time was called for. And now the pitch will just miss outside and it'll be a ball. Yes, I'm sorry, that's me shivering, it's making the camera shake. Now it'll be all the way to the backstop. You can make the call there, that's some ball. As Griswold settling in now. The pitch on the way, just off the corner. Lee with the long look in, but that will stay a ball. Scheduled for 7. And there's a strike. That had some pop on it as it hit Brown's glove and came right back out, but it was definitely a strike. Griswold set. And she'll take one, well, just about letter high. Full count, I do believe. What I wouldn't give for a winner Parker right now. And she'll put it into play. Phelps, unassisted, will get the out. Nice job by Phelps down there at first base, going down in the dirt and getting the ball. Like I said, for early season action in terrible conditions, as Harrington's up, Christina Harrington. Both teams have played real well. Foul ball. Tell you, West Rutland has really shown me a lot here, because Amanda Lee is an outstanding pitcher. Probably one of the best pitchers they're going to face all year. But they've been able to make contact off her. You know, too, they just got done playing Proctor, West Rutland has, 2 days ago. And I just can't think of that young lady's name, Proctor, but she could bring the ball pretty decent. So they've seen back-to-back, quick pitchers, and that helps. That's going to be foul. So with nobody on base and 2 outs in the 5th, Lee looking to have a 1-2-3 inning. And she will. She'll get her strikeout to end it, and we'll go to the 6th halt. Well, I didn't fade down, but what I did was I took my extra garbage bag and put it on like a jacket, ripped some holes in it and stuff. But tell you what, it's already warmer. Sorry about that unnecessary. Hopefully I didn't swear or something, but if I did, I apologize. I didn't know the camera was on. Sarah Phelps at the plate, then Katrupi, and then Cornell. And Johanna Lee will drop in a strike as we're in the 6th, scheduled for 7. Oh, okay. Now, I don't usually do that. I'm usually very good about making sure the camera's faded down and all that good stuff, but it's just cold, man. Nothing works right when it's cold. Mill River, they're running the 2nd and they're running the 5th. That's how they've got their 2 runs. And that will skip in for a ball. Johanna Lee has gone the distance in the circle. And she's pitched very well. She's got 5 strikeouts herself. Amanda Lee from Mill River has 7 strikeouts in the ball game. And that's right off the fist and foul. Amanda Hart remains your catcher for West Rutland. Tony Girardi's in center field. Haley down left. Brooke Cassidy is in right field. Kayleen Eddings is at first. Harrington's at second. Griswold at short. And Banya at third. And she'll float it in there for ball 4, and that'll put the leadoff runner on with nobody down here in the 6th. Katrupi up. She is whacked and singled. I'm still cold. but the garbage bag is cutting the wind down from hitting me so hard. There's the bunt, and almost caught by Hart. I like the shift in philosophy by Coach Badgley and by Coach Valenti here by incorporating a lot more small ball. Put the pressure on the defense, absolutely. And that's going to get through the wickets of Hart, and that'll allow Phelps to go to second base. Now, why take the small ball off? Seriously. Get her over to third on the bunt. We're in the 6th, going to go at least 7. And softball action. PEGTV.com, click video on demand. That's going to be a ball. And boy, I tell you what, right there is a safe call, is a breakdown. West Rutland really hadn't hurt themselves today, but a couple of wild pitches or pass ball where you want to call them, and that's put the go-ahead run down at third base as Coach Dunch is coming out to bring in the infield. Well, you would think he's got to bring the infield in defensively, at least at the corners, trying to cut down the runner at third. But right now it's tough because he's got nobody out. And his pitcher is struggling right now in the 6th inning. As you can hear the wind blowing, man, it is nasty, nasty weather for softball. But this basically is all. I want to show you Girardi here. That's Girardi. She's got her jacket on, her hood up. I wonder if she'd take $20 for that jacket right now, just so I can wear it the rest of the game. Coach Dunch is having a long talk with the umpire. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't, a nice talk. I don't know, but I don't know what the beef, if there was a beef, what it would be. So 2-1 the count, and the pitch coming in from Lee. That'll be a ball, and again, she's pitched very well today, but she's had a few areas of inconsistency. Right now, she's in one of those areas. Mill River looking for their first lead of the ball game, and that's going to be fouled over the backstop and out of play. They'll get the ball back into the umpire, and we'll get the pitch going. That's his 2-2 count now. Again, West Rutland, if you ever get a chance to come over their field right behind the high school. It's a beautiful facility, and that's going to be caught. And a runner unable to come in and score, and they throw the ball all around, and that's going to stay in play, fortunately for West Rutland, but that ball was hit a mile. And I believe that was Cassidy that made the catch, yes. And now Madison Cornell up. So Cornell, again, nothing says you can't bunt now with the runner at third base either. That's going to be knocked down by Bania, and she's going to go to first, and that's going to allow the run to score. So the go-ahead run comes in, and I thought for sure she was going to pursue the runner at third base. They're almost standing side by side. So a little breakdown in communications on the field, and Mill River will take the 3-2 lead here in the 6th. And Sarah Brown up, the catcher for Mill River. Yeah, I mean, when she fielded the ball, oh, that's going to bring in a shot to the fence. Girardi will get in the angle and cut the ball off in the gap. Her throw will go through the infield, but they won't allow the run to score. Second and third now. And a good job of hustling into the gap by Girardi to get that ball. So Brown with a base hit in the top of the order, Lee up. Lee had a single her last time up, and she could actually do real damage here with a base hit, as they have 2 speedy base runners on right now in scoring position. That's a smart play of not coming home on that wild pitch, because with the 1 down, they've got the makings of a big inning here. Mill River does. As they're making some late inning noise here. They were down 2-0 early in the ball game and then trailed 2-1 for a long time. And the throw down, and that will hit the batter, or excuse me, the runner, the base runner, in the helmet, and she's okay. As they are all set now. Lee with a long look down to Coach Badgley. And the pitch along the way, going to be high. On deck is Dambrakis for Mill River. And one out. And one run in. 3-2 the score. Mill River with the lead in the top of the 6th over West Rutland. And that will load them up on the walk. The bases will be juiced. So Lee has been on base 2 of the 4 times today that she's been up. Dambrakis had a double her last time up and an RBI, I believe. That's a little nubber, and that's going to be tough. They're going to go to third, and that's not a tag play, it's a force out. There's the out call, yep. Bases were loaded, so that is a force out. The run does come in, but they do get an out. I'm trying to look back who scored. Cornell scored. Dambrakis is safe on a fielder's choice. Lee ends up at second. And that is 2 down now for Maneri. So I think I've caught up on the bookwork. So Maneri up there with 2 outs in a 4-2 game now. Mill River with a 4-2 lead. Oh, that's a shot. That's gone. That's going to clear him. You see Lee scoring. There's Dambrakis going. And Maneri's going to hold up. Yep. Yeah, and Hart will make sure she stays there. So Mill River breaking the game open here in the 6th. As runs number 5 and 6 come in. And that was a big hit by Maneri. Now Rodenis up. She is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. That, you could just tell when that ball was hit, it was going to be a shot. And she hit it against the wind. So that shows you how much power she had on it. And that's just foul. Well, it took those Mill River bats 6 innings to come to life, but they're popping now. Too bad they couldn't make big fire out of them so we could stand around them and be warm. Oh, they're aluminum, they're not wooden bats, that's right. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a hot cup of coffee right now. I'd pour it all over my hands and feet. Oh, great pitch. So West Rutland trying to limit the damage to the 6-2 game right now. They're trying to get that elusive 3rd out. Rodenis squares. She's going to pull back, don't slap. Yep. That's going to be a ball. And Maneri will go down to third base easily on the wild pitch. So a runner at third with 2 outs now. 4 runs in here in the 6th. And Lee, like I said, just wants to get out of the inning right here. And just got a piece of it, did Rodenis. On a pitch that elevated, tad bit out of the strike zone. Again, like I said, a lot of spring sports coming up. Hopefully it won't be as brutal conditions as this. You know what really gets me though is, you know, everybody's talking about how hot the spring was. That's going to be a ball. No, oh God, it's warm too early. Oh, we didn't have any spring, it's summer. You know, it's 75, 80 degrees out. Nobody's playing sports then. What a waste of great weather. I mean, you can't do nothing about it, but I'm just thinking now, sitting here freezing in this sub-zero weather, and she will get her, and they'll throw down to first, and that's going to be safe, and the run's going to come in on the strike 3, the 3rd out. The ball was dropped, and then a short throw down to first. And that'll keep the inning alive for Casey Camo. Camo becomes the 9th batter to come to the plate here. And they're going to talk it over. And I'm not sure what Coach Dunches saw, but he's down there and he's asking the umpires to confer. And whatever it is, I don't think he's going to get it his way. No. Yes, I'm trying not to sniff today. I had a viewer tell me I sniff too much when I'm doing outside games, and it's so cold. I don't know what they expect, honestly. Oh my God. So now I got low battery flashing. I'm trying just to make it through this inning before I switch batteries out. Casey Camo up. She showed small ball, and boy, I tell you, they almost, nice throw down the first that time by Hart, the catcher, and a good catch by Eddings at first base. So in a 7-2 game now, Mill River with that 5-run sixth, break that 2-2 tie. Strike called outside corner. And that has been a consistent strike all day long. I know some of the coaches have been scratching their head, but he's been on that outside corner all game consistently. Now see, she didn't bring the bat back again. And that's why that's a strike. And Dennis going down to second base. And that's something they got to work with on the players, bringing that bat back. Because I know the coach over at third base is exasperated with that. But you just can't leave the bat hanging out over the plate. And that's strike 3 to the backstop. We'll have another adventure here. And she's going to be safe, and another run will come in on a third strike. So Lee has retired the side a couple times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As it goes 8-2. And Sierra Phelps up for the second time this inning. She becomes the 10th batter to come to the plate for Mill River. And that will be an advancement by the runner. There she goes. As Camo will go down to second base. So yeah, it was bad enough at 4-2, but now it's 8-2, but it's just mistakes they'll work on throughout the season. Coming back to get West Rutland right now. They played real solid defensively until that point. That's going to be fouled out of play. And again, that third out's been hard to come by here for West Rutland. They had a 2-0 lead for a couple innings, and they got to be a 2-1 lead for a long time. Then we were tied at 2 for a little while, but Mill River were able to really put pressure on the West Rutland defense here in the 5th and 6th inning and score a bunch of runs. And that pitch obviously was high for a ball, as it's 8-2 right now. Mill River looking for their second win of the season. Lee looking in. Hart with the target. And it'll be high. Katrupi on deck for Mill River. And what happened there? We had a timeout call is what we had. Okay. We can live with that. Okay, so a 3-1 count to Phelps. Strike called at the knee. Phelps has gone down a couple times today on strikes. She's also scored a run. So with a full count, and that'll be a walk. And the inning will continue on. And now Haley Katrupi up. Katrupi is walked, struck out, and flied out to right field. And that's going to do some damage. That's a shot right there. That's going to roll out to Girardi. She'll pick it up, and another run will come in from the glove of Lee, as we've missed a couple runs for Mill River, and the throw will be there late in the inning going on as Katrupi will score now. And now, because the battery died, let me try to catch up. Let me find Katrupi. She scored, which means Phelps scored. And 22 is Cornell at third base. That was Brown with the base hit. That makes it 11-2, and Lee up, and that pitch is a wild pitch and nobody coming, as Brown will take second. And what has turned into a nightmare of a inning for Mill River, for West Rutland, as Lee up. 11-2 is 2-2 coming into this inning. And 9 runs so far here in the 6th. And again, to Lee's credit, she's pitched well. She's had a couple strike threes dropped that allowed runners to get to first safely and runs to come in on those plays. If had some errors behind her. But it was a decent ball game to that point. Now they're just trying to find that third out. And again, Lee top of the order, and then Dambrakis on deck. And boy, on these cold days, this stinks to be a West Rutland defender right now, as they've been out there for a long time. If they've got the play on to come home, and they'll throw back to third. And boy, I tell you, they had the right play on, they just mishandled the ball. As they started to come home on the steal, the shortstop Griswold cut the throw off, but just didn't handle it cleanly. Bases are loaded for Dambrakis. That's what happened. Okay. So Lee at first, and Dambrakis will swing and miss. Strike one. Now, if my memory, which is pretty numb right now, serves me correctly, there's this drop strike 3 now, and that's it, because there's runner at first base. And it'll be high in ball 1. 1-1 to count here in the top of the 6th, which seems to have gone on for several days. As Dambrakis now getting set, as Lee has thrown a ton of pitches here in this 6th inning. I have it unofficially as 11-2. That's unofficial. Dambrakis awaits. Lee will fire, and that'll be high. The walk here means another run for Mill River. And that'll be strike. No, that'll be ball 4. I thought I called it strike. Ball 4, and that'll force in the 12th run. And it'll also leave the bases loaded for Maneri. And they're going to have another conference in the circle. Now, I'm assuming that Coach Dunches, if he had another pitcher, he would have put her in by now. But since he has not, I can only go that there's nobody else he can go to right now. And so Maneri up. The 16th batter to come to the plate unofficially. And that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score 2 more, at least 2 more. And there's Lee scoring as Dambrakis will go to third. And at second base will be Maneri. That was a good hit all the way to the fence. Now let me catch up to that. So 13-14. And now Coach Dunch is going to take that walk to the circle and hand the ball off to Griswold. So Griswold will warm up, and she'll be the new pitcher. See Griswold taking her warm-ups. I hope she gets the ball over the plate. She's coming in cold on a cold day. Her hands froze. But we'll let her get her warm-ups in, and then we'll pick it up in the top of the 6th, 14-2 Mill River. And that'll be a ball to Redenis. Runners at second and third, unable to move up. That's Dambrakis at third, and Maneri at second. A 12-run 6th inning is the difference in the ball game. It'll be ball 2 to the backstop. Caroline Wood has come out to play center field for West Rutland. Amanda Hart has moved from the catcher's position to shortstop. Tony Girardi has gone in to be the catcher. And Griswold to first, it's over. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 14-2 Mill River. Hart at the plate. That'll be ball 1 now. Lee, the pitcher from Mill River, Mandalee. She hasn't pitched in a long time. I mean, at top of the 6th. Took a long, long time, man. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to roll into the gap. Will be picked up. And Cornell's throw will be a little bit late and going in kind of on its slide is Hart. Well, no lead's insurmountable. I know I've said that thousands of times over my careers, but now I believe this is Caroline Wood batting for Johanna Lee's spot. Now it'll be fouled off because they got a jacket on, so I can't see who it is numbers wise. It doesn't look like Lee. Could be. Swing and a miss for strike 2 as they'll chase Hart all the way out there. It's Brown. Maybe did that just to stay warm. So 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Amanda Hart at second base. And that's going to get the run in possibly. No, they're going to hold her at third. Nope, they told her no. I could hear Coach Dunches saying that as you can see Hart over at third base. So back-to-back base hits for West Rutland. Now it'll bring up Bania. I'm really sorry, seriously, for the bad camera work and the shaking and not a lot of information talking. It's just so cold, it's unbelievable. Soaking wet from the rain. They will throw down and she will be safe and a run will score. And she will make it to third base. And again, I can't see the jersey number, but I'm assuming that's Wood. Again, West Rutland's done a lot of things well today. It's just that 6th inning was a debacle for him. And Coach Badgley wants to come out and talk to his group. And again, don't forget West Rutland had that 2-0 lead. Held it for quite a while. You know, it was 2-1 for a while there, and then we got tied at 2-all, and then in the 6th, it looks like 17 people came to the plate in that inning for Mill River. I have them as 14-2 unofficially the score. And I have this as Bania should be due up for West Rutland. And of course, everything I tell you is unofficial. And no, a run did come in, so it's 14-3 Mill River. 14-3 as Lee will fire away. And that'll be fouled for a strike down the third baseline, and they'll give Lee the ball back. They'll wait for Brown, the catcher, to get back into position. And Amanda Lee into the windup. Got her. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there's the strike. Yeah. She does. That was a good call. That's a heck of a pitch. A lot of people. I got a lot of articles written lately about me from the free publications like Rutland Tribune, Mountain Times, the Rutland Business Journal. Strike 3 looking. As Lee will record the first out of the 6th inning on a strikeout. Now, Kayleen Eddings up. People find out I do this for free. This is just like a volunteer thing, hobby thing. They said, man, you must love doing this. I'll tell you what, dude. On a day like this, to be so cold and so old, I don't know why I'm doing it now. I don't know. Oh, great pitch. Lee in control now. Not that she pitched bad in the beginning, just she looks more confident. That's going to be through the hole at short, and a run will score, and it'll be 14-4. And like I said, to West Rutland's credit, they've made contact off from Lee quite consistently today. She has been able to pepper the book with K's all over. They'll fake the throw down to first. Eddings got the RBI. Now this is Haley Dow with Brooke Cassidy due up next. That just tied her up inside with that fastball. Now just when the temperature just gets to be bad, then the wind blows and makes it even look like really, really bad. Oh, great pitch. And Dow will go down on strikes for the second strikeout of this inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have unofficially 9 strikeouts now for Amanda Lee. That's unofficial. Usually I'm pretty close, but I'll just say unofficially 9 strikeouts. And I'll be fouled back as they'll retrieve the ball and give it to Lee. And they'll wind up in the pitch, and that'll be to Lee. She'll field the position well. She'll throw to first, and we'll go to the 7th. 14-4, Mill River. And I have in my book, it should be Casey Camo up as Brooke Griswold pitched a third of an inning in the 6th. Hopefully she'll have a 1, 2, 3 inning here in the 7th. And I don't mean that negatively toward Mill River. I just want to go home. I'm freezing. Or at least get to my car and crank the defroster up to about 100,000 degrees. Griswold replaced Johanna Lee in the 6th. Which if you take the 6th inning away, West Rutland played real well. Seriously. There's a strike called. Girardi got to get in the zone back there catching. Got to squeeze those balls off and not let them keep going to the backstop. Because that prolongs the game. And that means I got to stand out here longer. So I'm all for her really getting good behind the plate right now. All right. She hasn't caught one yet, so come on, Tony. So Camo up there for Mill River. She has played very well today. She scored a couple times. And that will become ball 4. And Sierra Phelps coming up next. She's also scored a couple runs today. Oh, look, she's got a heavy-duty hoodie on. What I wouldn't give for that hoodie right now. Oh, good pitch. Now throw 9 more of those. We'll get out of this inning. And I don't mean it to the player. I just can't believe how miserable it is. That's going to be Bain. Yeah, just out of her reach as she got close to the fence. And we're in the 7th, top of the 7th. West Rutland will get their last at bats because they're the home team, and I don't know. The Mercy Rule, 15 runs. We're at 14-4. They got quite a ways to go before they do that. Foul ball. That's why the runner cannot advance. I'm sorry, Martha, about the sniffing. Sniffing, there's a G on it. I just can't help it. It's so cold. The pitch coming. Griswold will tail it away, and the runner will get down to second base. There she is. That is Camo. So, my book was right. Caroline Wood has gone in for West Rutland to play center field. And that will allow Camo to go to third. And hopefully I got another battery because this one's starting to drain out on me also. And the pitch. I think it's a full count, I believe. Hard to tell. And that's good defensive swing with 2 strikes right there. Very good job. Actually, I think that's Madeline Pritchard at the plate. I don't. Phelps batted from the right side, and I'm not sure that's Pritchard, but that's strike 3. Okay, and they'll throw down the first. And they'll get the out. So there's 1 down here, as Griswold painted that outside corner for the out. Now Katrupi's spot, but I don't think she's going to come to the plate. And I can't see the number on this young lady yet. And that'll be Schaefer at the plate. Number 15, Marissa Schaefer. And that obviously was a ball. It's Kamoa's at third. For Mill River, and that one will be a tad bit high also by Griswold. Brooke Griswold, West Rutland, started the game off at shortstop. Was playing real solid there, actually, having a real good game. Good pitch. Please call the strike. Oh, he did. Thank goodness. You know, in the winter, I go to hockey games. Oh, that's cranked. Foul. I snowshoe. No, I'm outside. But it just doesn't feel cold like this. I don't know why. I've got 3 jackets on. No winter jackets. I don't have my thermal layers on like you do in the winter. Plus I'm standing still. That's the shortstop. Hart scoops, fires, and got it. 2 down. The run scores. 15-4 now, Mill River. But the bases are clear. And Hart made a nice play as Cornell due up. Madison Cornell. And I do believe it's Cornell. And that will be a ball. Oh, but so I say, it just feels colder than any day in the winter. And I don't know if it's because it rained and I got soaking wet. And the winds are probably between 20 and 30 miles an hour. Plus it's probably only in the 30s. Oh, it's up. Wood coming in, and Hart's going to make the grab. No, she will. The wind definitely blew that. They'll throw to second. She'll be safe. Yeah, Hart gave a great effort, and I'm not making defense for her. But the wind is blowing so hard right now, and I'm sure the wind definitely affected that. And Sarah Brown coming up to the plate. Again, she had her catcher's gear on, her shin guards. And she takes a long look down at Coach Badgley, and I think he tells her just to swing away if you like it. And that runner will go to third. And I believe it's 15-4. That also will be a little high for a ball. I tell you, usually I'm pretty talkative on a game, but I'm not today. This must be what freezing to death feels like. At least it'll be quiet. And she got hit, so that will send Brown down to first and bring up the top of the order. And Amanda Lee. And so Amanda Lee looking to add to that 15-4 lead. And that'll be a ball. See the people sitting behind home base with that striped blanket? Don't know how envious I am of them right now. I don't think between innings I have enough time to run out there and get cuddled up with them and then get back into the camera. Bad enough I'm wearing a garbage bag in center field trying to stay warm. And just off the end of the bat, fouled by Lee. She looked like she was a little bit fooled by the change of pace of the pitch. Now it's just conjecture. I'm just trying to talk a little more than I have been. That's a ball. And it'll be picked up by Girardi. Oh, I'd give anything for the third out right now. No offense to Lee. That means we get to go to the bottom of the 7th. And that's in play, and nobody's going to make the play. Nope. And the run will score. And Brown creeping down the line. Yep. Well, they didn't really react to the ball until it was obviously too late. And Dambrakis will step up there. That's the first time today I've had to contend with the umpire standing in the way. But at this point, I don't really care. And that will be a ball. As it goes in high to Dambrakis, who swung the bat well today. She's done a good job hitting, Dambrakis has. And that pitch called a ball. I just can't read my writing. I know she's got a double, a couple walks, a single. And that is right off the knees or the ankle of the pitcher Griswold, and she's going to be hobbled, and they'll have to call a timeout right now. So Kayleen Eddings is coming to pitch as Griswold unable to continue. And that's a shot, and that's going to be caught. Oh, thank goodness. That's the inning. As that will retire the side. Yeah, and they're as happy as I am about that. The third out. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Order in the bottom of the 7th. Tony Girardi due up against Amanda Lee, who hasn't been razor sharp today, but she's pitched pretty good considering how tough the conditions are. She's got a 17-4 lead to work with. Foul back. Like I said, Lee opened the season up with a 17 strikeout performance against Twin Valley and a 14-1 win. I'll tell you what I've seen from this West Rutland squad, they're going to be all right during the season. You know, right now they're playing a former Division II team that's playing a Division III schedule now. They moved down. But this is a very good Mill River team. And West Rutland's done a fine job. That's to Lee. She'll make the field and get the out. One down here. As Griswold will come to the plate to bat. Remember, she took a line drive off her leg somewhere in the ankle, foot, shin area. But she's, like all these young people, they recuperate quick. And she will bat. That's ball 1. And don't forget, it was 2-2 going into the 6th inning. And Johanna Lee just didn't really get a lot of support defensively. She had a couple strike threes drop that allowed the inning to extend, but this West Rutland squad is going to be all right. I tell you, Proctor squad looks like they got a good team over there. Going to be doing some of their games. And that just missed being a strike. Christina Harrington should be on deck for West Rutland here as they're trailing 17-4. Great pitch. So that's 2 strikes now from Lee. And I'll go back through and count the strikeouts because I didn't keep up on it. And that's going to be another one to add to it. I think she's in double digits now for strikeouts as she'll get Griswold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the 10th strikeout. So she has hit in 2 games this year. She has combined for 27 strikeouts. That's not a bad ratio at all. And boy, again, I don't know if that's a true change-up or just a change of pace, but it certainly had Harrington out in front of the pitch. So Lee into the windmill, the windup, and great pitch. So West Rutland down to their final strike here in this 7th inning. We'll have hopefully more warmer softball before you. And again, with 2 strikes, that's a good defensive swing following that right off the fist all the way back to the high school here. And Lee looking for the win. will get it. Her 11th strikeout will end the game, so congratulations to Mill River as they rally from a 2-run deficit to get the win, but an outstanding job by everybody here, West Rutland and Mill River. So it ends up 17-4, Mill River over West Rutland.